A silent shift is rumbling through global power corridors and it could leave Europe standing alone in the middle of the biggest war yet. You're watching Times XP. My name is Dvitiyatri and the US President, Mr. Donald Trump, is quietly weighing an idea that upends everything the West has built for decades. A new super club of global giants, not the G7 we are talking about, not the G20, something far more exclusive, far more muscular. Trump's draft strategy calls it the Core 5, or simply C-5. The new super club, 5 powers, 1 table. Under this particular plan, the world's center of gravity shifts, not towards Europe, not towards Western alliances, but towards hard powers. The proposed C-5, it could include the United States, China, Russia, India, and Japan. 5 countries with massive militaries, nuclear capabilities, population strength, and geopolitical weight. 5 countries deciding the planet's biggest question, with everybody else watching from the outside. G7 sidelined, Europe worried, NATO shaken. If this bloc actually takes place, then the world's traditional superpower structure, it can take a direct hit. The G7 becomes irrelevant. The G20 becomes symbolic. Europe, specifically the nations backing Ukraine, loses its seat at the top table. Western diplomats are stunned. They fear that this move, it can elevate authoritarian power, weaken democracies, and fractures unity at a time when Ukraine's war, it needs maximum support. Some officials are asking very privately, is Trump legitimizing Russia? Is he sidelining Europe? Is NATO next? Well, the deal maker's worldview, it's a big state-only thing maybe. Trump's message inside the strategy draft, it is very blunt. Population matter, military power matter, economic strength matter, and if a country does not have one of these in massive quantity, it does not belong to the top club. And that's why Russia stays in, China stays in, India and Japan rise, and Europe, divided, aging, overstructured, overstretched, it can be pulled out. A world rebuilt by 5 men in one room, Washington, Beijing, Moscow, New Delhi, Tokyo, running a new global boardroom. Europe left dealing with Ukraine alone, NATO scrambling to understand what happens next, allies blindsided, diplomats alarmed. If Trump moves towards this C-5, it could become the most destructive geopolitical shift since the Cold War ended. A world no longer shaped by democracies but by raw powers and population.